Hi there, my name is Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've got some new in-ear monitors, so I'm going to have some videos about in-ear monitors soon. I had a problem with the Shorts that I was recommending, so I'm trying some new ones, and I've got some really cool things to talk about in that respect. I've found some ones that I much prefer, and that's why I've got this cable hanging, so sorry about that. Today, though, is, moving on quickly, I've got so much to talk about today. Today is October the 14th already, can you believe it? And I do have the guitar here with me. Let's go to a close-up of that right here. There we go. Got some more thoughts on this for the week to share with you. I've got some more things that I'm trying this week with the guitar. I'm going to play a little bit while people come in the room, and then I'm going to tell you a few stories that have happened this week that have really been quite eye-opening, and maybe you'll learn something. And if you've got any questions for me, let me know. Lots of things are coming very soon. So talk about yourselves. What I'm doing this week, though, differently is, first of all, I'm going to play you a loop that I've recorded with the Anthem, because I've been comparing this to the Anthem this week. I'll play that loop quickly just so you get that sound. Then I'll come back. I'm going to play this and tweak an external EQ to take out some low end, add more cut to the sound. Also, just so you know, I've also been messing around with the internal mic setting. I brought that back down to where it was from the factory, because I feel like it's better to add the treble externally or from the tone control on the guitar than it is to do it from the microphone. So I hope that's all pretty obvious stuff that probably most people say I should have known in the first place, but there we go. It's good to share things that we learn, right? So let's go. I'm going to turn the mic off and do some playing. First thing you'll hear is a loop. When I hear the loop, that's going to be the Anthem a few times. Then I'm going to come back and see if I can shape this to be more like the Anthem. I'll start off with the EQ flat and I'll see what I can dial in. And then let me know what you think in the chat. Here we go. I'll just play the loop again because I've changed the external EQ now. When I first switched the guitar, it does sound like it's underwater. So now I've EQ'd it. I've removed some lows. I've added some high mids, which was missing for me this week. I've added some treble. So now let me play the loop before from the anthem again, which is basically straight in, and then play this against it. And then you tell me in the chat which one you prefer at that point. Okay, so what you'll hear when I'm not playing is the anthem. Then you'll hear this guitar with the EQ applied. And just so you know, tone and mic are straight up. Volume is straight up. This has a very hot output signal on this guitar, which is fantastic. Also, like I said, I did go in and change the mic level. I had the mic level set too high, so I felt it was better to back that off inside and then bring the mic up on the guitar and use the tone to do the tone control rather than increase the gain in the internal trim pot to add more presence. Better to add that presence externally or with the tone control, which is set around 10K. So I put it back to where it was from the factory. So if you buy one of these, I would just leave it as it is unless you have to change it. But do make sure you make note of where it was in the beginning. All right, so let me play that loop and then I'll come back and play the same thing on this guitar. Let me know in the chat which one you prefer. All right, come back to the chat again. Well, what can I say? It's been a bit of a revelation to me, and I want to make it clear, you know, this is why I said on the channel in the beginning that I want to take my time. This is why I asked LR Bags. I wanted this guitar months ago because I wanted to really take the time. And the reason is a few reasons. And I've enjoyed this process as well because I feel like a lot of reviews, and I've done them myself, you come on here, you say, I'm going to review this pick. And you just say, well, it's a black pick and it's pretty thick and it's a nice pick and this is what it sounds like. So I didn't want to do it with this guitar and with other reviews going forward as well. I would much rather take my time, try something recorded, try something live in different venues, figure out what I like and what I don't, tell people what I don't like, have other people's opinion, which I've done. I've had friends come and play this as well. I've asked their opinion. I've asked bartenders' opinions. I've asked punters' opinions, and then figure out the way forward from there. So the next point I got to with this is, this sounded way more natural than the guitars with the undersaddle pickups because it doesn't have an undersaddle pickup. Having said that, I realized it was mostly in the EQ. The Anthem has this kind of mid-range honk, which I usually want to EQ out, but that mid-range honk gives you that clarity. And we all know that mid-range is what cuts through, lets a guitar cut through. So I decided with this to add it back in. So if I look at the Venue DI that I'm using, I've cut the bass by about 2 notches. I've boosted the high mids by 2 notches, which happens to be around 1.2K, which is that honk, which we want. And I've boosted the treble slightly by a notch or 2 as well. And it makes such, I wish I could bypass and play them back to back on there, but it makes such a difference. Because just by cutting some lows and honing in that mid-range, you get way closer. But I think the Baggs guitar sounds that little bit more natural than the Anthem. So I'm really excited. This week I'll be doing I'll be getting the guitars with the Hi-Fi Duet installed. I'll be doing the same test. I'll also compare that to this guitar so you can hear the difference between this guitar and a guitar with that installed. I'll also gig those guitars to see if I feel the pickup system in a regular guitar or those particular guitars sounds as good as it does in the Baggs stage guitar. So I want to compare all that, and then I don't want to offer a final review until I've got all that information, because I do not want to just come on here and just say some random fact without having the research and the experience behind it. So that's where I'm at the moment. Anyway, just for those that are good enough to watch the channel and follow along, I appreciate you. And what I'm doing is, I said last week, probably the most natural sound I've heard from an analog plugged-in system. But I want to hone in that mid-range and take out some of the mud. So for me this week, it's going to be about using the external EQ pedal. And then what I'll probably do, once I've got that dialed in where I want it to be, then I will apply that to my regular Voice Live 3 pedal. So it stores it in there and I just have that setting wherever I go. But I wanted to try without external EQ first, because I'm thinking if I go to an open mic, I won't have the Voice Live 3 with me. I want to plug into a console, an open mic, and just tell them to, hey, cut a little bit of bass, put the high pass filter on, boost the treble a little bit, boost the mids a little bit. That's it. Or even if it's flat, doesn't matter. This is still fine, but with that external EQ to shape the exact sound that you want, it just really reaches a new level for me. Okay, so let's say hi to everyone and let's get some questions. I've got a few stories to tell you that happened this week. So, Rosanna, thank you for moderating. Thomas is early. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Rosanna. Happy Monday. Yes. Patsy in England. Dr. McFarlane saw you last week at the AES show in New York City. Sadly, it's the last one. They are moving to the West Coast, but it was very small again this year. I'm not surprised. But it's good to see you. And thank you for taking the time to come and see me perform in the nearby hotel. That was very nice of you. It was good to see you. And the harmonies were excellent. Thomas Moore is in PA. Graham's in the UK. John's in DC. Lee, how you doing? Lee's working. Good to see you, buddy. Jack Stowe. Hey, Aaron. First, an apology. When I ordered my AEG-1, this Baggs guitar, I didn't think to use your link. Well, why didn't you? Why not? Have you experimented with the guitar? If you did order from Sweetwater, if you want to take 5 minutes and call them up and say, have you got any more in stock, you could cancel that order and reorder it with my link. If you wanted to, you don't have to. But, you know, I appreciate the apology, and just think next time. I appreciate it. And an update on that as well. I now have Guitar Center links in my videos as well, which is really helpful. It comes up on the screen. So for me, that's really helpful because that's all built into YouTube now. YouTube get a lot of slack from some people, but without YouTube, I wouldn't have this platform. No one would have this platform. And they keep adding things for us to, to monetize and make it easier to do this. And I think it's great. And I don't mind them taking a cut of it because they're providing the platform. They're providing the tools for the job. But you said, have you experimented with the guitar and the Play Acoustic Voice Live 3 Extreme? Well, so what I've done so far, Jack, is I've only played the guitar straight in to the Voice Live 3 Extreme at gigs, okay? And there's a reason for that. I wanted to see, just going straight in, what the sound would be like. So the first week of gigs, I just went straight in, and I did cut 2K. I always cut 2K, just so you know. 2K for me is this kind of pinging, D-string ping that I can't stand. I don't like it in guitars acoustically often. I don't like it in electric guitars. I don't like it in acoustic guitar pickups when they amplify that sound. It tends to come from the saddle, and that's where your microphone is, so I tend to really hear that frequency. Now, some people tell me they can hear it as well, and some people tell me they can't. But I can hear it, so on almost every pickup system, I notch out a very, very narrowest notch of 2K, and I cut that right out. I find the nearest frequency I can to it, and I kill it, because I hate that sound. Then everything else was just straight in with some reverb. So that was my first test, and my first test of all that was, well, say the Cole Clark, I could get closer to what I wanted because I have the EQ controls on there to shape that mid-range a little bit more, and it's got the undersaddle, which tends to have more mid-range. So the bass guitar was a little bit distant in some rooms, but very natural in the in-ear monitors. So that's where I was at with that. So this week I'll be taking the Venue DI, I'll be shaping the tone more so, and then what you can do, Jack Stowe, what you can do is you can take note of those settings and basically just load them into your Voice Live 3 Extreme, and then wherever you go, you've got those settings with you, right? So that's my plan. Obviously, there's a million ways to do that, but that's the plan that I have. Kevin's in Indiana. How you doing? Making Music Online is in London. Awesome. Lots of Brits here today. Thomas Moore says, sounds excellent. AEG-1 sounds great. Voice Live 3X, would love a session on how you use it. Tone settings for acoustic and voice. So Miles, I do have that. Anything to do with Voice Live 3 Extreme, I am providing lessons that I charge for. I'm not doing public content on that. I hope you understand. I have, and the main reason is I do have a lot of people that I teach that product to. I teach looping a lot. I will do some looping stuff, but I teach a lot of like performance, looping, and Voice Live 3 in particular. So I don't really feel comfortable that I've been charging people for, I do private lessons like this, one-to-one over this camera. I don't really feel comfortable to, well, to charge them and then do the video for free. I don't think that's fair. And also that is a way that I make money throughout the year doing those lessons, providing that service. So if you'd like to book a session with me to go through it, you can email me aaronshortmusic@gmail.com and we can set that up. But any content I do on that is going to be like I was planning on doing a whole course on it. I haven't had time. I've had so much stuff happening with the YouTube channel. I haven't had time to sit and film a course on the Voice Live 3 Extreme. One day I might, hopefully I will. I'd love to, and then that would definitely be a course you have to pay for. So I'm sorry about that, but I do have to have some external streams of revenue. So that's just being honest, just being very open with you and honest. But you can come in here on a live stream and ask me a specific question. How would you, what kind of EQ do you do on that guitar, on that pedal, something like that, So I'll do like individual questions on here. So nothing's off the table in that regards. Just think of a specific question that I can answer in a few minutes. That'd be great. All right, Martin Lee says, hey, from Denmark, what guitar is it? This is the LR Baggs AEG-1. I've been covering it on the channel. Baggs were good enough to loan me this one. This is like a B stock that I've got. And for that, I'm actually really happy about that because I've been really hard on this guitar. I'll just show you, and I hope LR Baggs are not watching. I've been doing things like this. I've been gigging it. I've been strumming it really hard. I've been doing things like drumming and percussion on it. Really, really going for it because I want to see if, I told them I want to see if I can break it because I don't want to ever get to a gig and it's not working. So I've not been abusing it, but I've been really playing it hard, really drumming on it. This week I'll be taking it to all the gigs again. So yeah, it's important for me. I don't want someone to buy one of these and then they have some sort of a problem that I could have found. Again, I see my role as much of a reviewer as tester and finding any bugs, things like that. So the settings, Miles, on the guitar were tone straight up, the phase button pressed in, the microphone straight up, the volume straight up. I find the taper weird. From 3/4 volume to max volume doesn't do much. So if I want to take a solo, I tend to keep the volume at noon and then go all the way up. I wish I could go from 3/4 to max and have that jump that I need, because there's less turning to do at the gig. But that's what I've discovered. The signal at noon is very strong and hot and clean, so I just do that. For a solo, I would then turn that up, just give it almost maximum turn. Then I can solo over it, or use the boost pedal on the floor. And I wish it was sort of 3/4 and then that little turn at the end. Do you know what I mean? Just so it's less turning of the knob to do. But there we go. That's just that's not really that important. Paul Schaefer, how you doing? Hello from Texas. How much do you attribute the authentic sound of the AEG-1 to the design of the guitar versus the hi-fi duet? So I think it's both things. Let's go to a close-up. I'll know more on Wednesday when I'm getting a couple of guitars in for just to demo with this pickup, so I can really show you what these pickups are going to sound like in different guitars. And I may then, if depending on how they go, I'll then maybe install a pickup in my guitar. And the other video I'd like to do is it will cost me money to do this though, but what I'd like to do is record a guitar with the Anthem and then record the same guitar with the hi-fi duet to show you back to back what the sound difference is. But I don't do pickup installs like that myself. I'd have I would say who have my tech do it, and he's an hour away, so that would be a lot of work. But I would like to make that video. Let's just say that. I think first of all, look, this sound hole is plugged, so you're going to get less feedback from this guitar. It's thin and it's all plugged up. Your regular Martin big Dreadnought is going to potentially feedback more so. So bear that in mind. Martin are now selling sound hole plugs. I just ordered a couple. I'll be reviewing those because I think it's very important to plug the hole at a gig. And the audience should plug their hole as well. And I'm talking about their mouth, of course, when they're telling me what to do. But I think it's mostly the pickup we're hearing. We're hearing the pickup. We're not hearing the guitar. Bags will tell you the design of the guitar will complement the sound of the pickup. I've been talking to them. LR Bags may come on a Monday if they can, if they've got time. Next week or the week. I'm hoping in 2 weeks' time that we can go live with LR Bags and you can just ask these questions directly to them. You know, what does the body sound? What does the shape of the body do to the pickups? How have you found the pickups in other guitars? How did you design the pickups? How did you choose the name? What does the frequency button do? What does the volume taper do? Let's get really geeky with them. They've offered to do that. Very kind of them to do it. I think I would do it on a Monday if possible, so it just replaces this live stream. So if there's something you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. And then if it does happen, please join in, because if we have the numbers on that stream, it will make them think it was worth, and me as well, think it was worthwhile. But I would love to do it. I love talking about this stuff as much as you guys do. So let me know if that's something that you want to see in a couple of weeks' time. And then by then, some of you will have the hi-fi duet installed, and some of you will have the guitar about to ship, which is exciting. John said, both sound very good, but the Anthem had better range of highs and lows. The Bags guitar sounds more blended like a recording. Also very nice. I agree. So my thought right now is the Bags guitar overall just sounds way more natural. The Anthem sounds more direct, which is a good thing though. But I really believe in my challenge this week is to use external EQ to basically get the hi-fi duet sounding more like the Anthem, but overall it should still sound more natural. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because the problem with this new pickup is it's made my other pickups sound more artificial, but some of them still have qualities that I like. You know what I mean? Martin Lee, I don't know what you mean, sorry. Making Music says it's close, but I prefer the Anthem. It might be dynamics and compression. The problem for me, the Anthem, is I hear the undersaddle. I hear the plastic fakeness of it. I hear that mid-range honk. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, but the Anthem is one of my all-time favorite systems, especially the SL. But I was saying earlier, like the hi-fi duet and the AEG guitar, it sounds like you're in the sound. And with the Anthem, it sounds like you're on top of the sound. So my challenge, though, with EQ is, can you make the Anthem sound more like you're in the sound by cutting the mids? And can you make the AEG sound more like you're on the sound by boosting the mids and cutting the lows? I think it can be done. And I think I showed that today, but I don't know until I listen back to the live stream. Undersaddle usually uses a piezo pickup. Yeah, piezo undersaddle, which adds a quack. And a microphone helps pick up the other frequencies. Yes. But not many people actually want to hear that undersaddle. You know, so what Bags did is they just came along and said, let's just get rid of the undersaddle completely. The only thing with that is that you can then lose some of that mid attack from the undersaddle, both in feel and sound. That is a good thing. But my question again this week is, can I add it back in with EQ? And I think I can. Rex said, so are we listening to two different guitars, one brand with Anthem? No, so the first recording you heard when I wasn't playing was a loop of the full Anthem in my Martin behind me. That was recorded straight in with no EQ, I don't think. That was just straight in. So that's the Anthem direct. And then I played this guitar and messed with the external EQ to see if I could get it closer to the Anthem. And at the end, if you want to listen to the stream later, at the end I then played the loop and then this guitar. So this, you know, inherently the Bags guitar and the Hi-Fi Duet will always sound a little bit more distant because of the way they're installed in the guitar than the Anthem. The Anthem's undersaddle is right literally under the saddle. So you hear that immediacy. But I still think it's more in the EQ that masks certain frequencies. I think you can get most of the way there with EQ. And I personally wouldn't mind seeing undersaddles go away because I don't think they sound anything like a guitar. But they do have their place. I'm not, I don't hate them. I've used them for many years. Piezo with body res helps a lot. You could use some of the TC Electronic IR pedal. So, I'm still not there with IRs. I still don't think the IRs. I think people like Tone Dexter are doing a killer job. I think Voice Print DI works very well. But I don't think IRs are quite there for me yet. And I'm not a huge fan of body res. I never was. Body res is basically EQ and compression. But that is that EQ we're talking about. So that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather have a great sounding pickup system, the source, and then plug that into a very flexible EQ pedal. I'm using the Venue DI. Even that could be more flexible than the Venue. The Venue is very good, but I mean, a 100 band EQ would be even better, right? But just for my needs, I think the Venue will be fine. You've got bass, low mid, high mid, presence, treble, and a notch. So I think that's enough to shape the sound that you need. Thomas Moore says, does the Venue DI match up well with the guitar and the Anthem? Do you really need a Venue with the Bags? No, you don't. You don't need I would say you need external EQ for absolutely any pickup system. Sometimes that external EQ is provided by the speaker. Sometimes that external EQ is kind of provided by the room. You know what I mean? Like if a room adds bass to a thin pickup, it's not true EQ, but it's changing the sound. But having, and the EQ in the Voice Live 3 is absolutely adequate, but it's on the floor. So the reason I want the Venue is because I can have, so I've got one, I can put it on the tabletop and I can make those changes while I play. And then at the end of the gig, I can write those down and put them into my pedal and have them with me at all times. So I definitely think, well, I want to say any guitar benefits from EQ, but I definitely think that the Hi-Fi Duet will, for people that want to add in more of those frequencies that they're used to hearing. Of course, how is you going to add them back in, Would you build the EQ on the Voice Live 3 Extreme and save as a preset for each guitar? Yeah, you can do. I don't like switching guitars for that reason, because you have to do that, but that's what people do. You build a preset for your guitar, you save that as Bags guitar, next preset you have the same settings, but you change the EQ and you save that as Martin guitar. So that's how you do it. When you use the Voice Live 3 to EQ the AEG-1, can you share? Do what Rexomatic is asking. Yeah, but it'll be the only thing is, Miles, it'll be different for everybody because the way I EQ it won't be the way that you'll EQ it. Well, I guess it might be slightly similar. I'll probably include that in the final review. Like any EQ that I use to improve the sound, I say that in speech marks, will be included in the final review. So yes, you'll get the gist of what I'm doing, and that will help you. That's why I'm doing it as well. But like I said earlier, if you really want to hone in on, if you buy the Voice Live 3 Extreme and the AEG-1, the best thing you can do is book an hour with me, and semi-direct recordings and what you're doing, and then let me give you suggestions on it. Because all our ears are different. You know, I could play the guitar straight in, and you could all say, or one of you could say, that's the best sound. And I could say, no, it's missing something in the mid-range, so I dial that in. Someone else then might say, well, I don't like that in the mid-range. Can you take it out? You know, it's all personal preference. It's not a right or a wrong. It's like how much sugar do you put in your tea? It's up to you. Thomas Moore said, I like the video with Paul David jamming. Always liked his channel. Yeah, I've been a fan for many years, and that was really fun. I put on the video, I didn't use the capo. I didn't have a mic for him. It wasn't like a pro video. I actually did that as part of my live stream, and someone in the chat said I should put that as its own video. So thank you for the idea. That's why I put it up. But it immediately got claimed by copyright anyway. So one of those ones, you know. Jack said, I'd definitely buy a course on Voice Live 3 Extreme. Yeah, I really want to do it. But right now, things are really going well right now. Going to all those trade shows this year was a lot of time and effort, but I think it really paid off when people see that you're actually serious about doing this and how you do it. I mean, LR Bags have been amazing to provide me with this early access. It's really helped the channel. And in turn, you know, if people use the links, that helps my relationship with Sweetwater. So that's helped with that. And then other companies see that as well. And I've done some integration type reviews as well. I've got a guitar coming to review with the pickup. I've got an amp, should have an amp that I'll use in that video as well that I love. Then I'll make a video about that one. And I've got some other past kind of stuff that I've done coming through. So my rest of my year for gear is really booked up. I don't really have time to sit and film a course. I will gladly do a one-to-one lesson. I do those fairly often. Just let me know. But I really want to do a course in how I use it. Not necessarily the definitive how to use a Voice Live 3 Extreme, because there's a million ways to use it. But basically, how do I use it when I play a gig? That's what I'd like to do. I mean, that could even be like a 1 hour video, couldn't it? So, Jack, how is the neck and overall playability? Let's zoom in again, I'll tell you. I always loved the neck. When I first played this guitar, the finish and the look reminds you of the Martin neck, which I'm a big fan of. The size is good. It's not too thin. I wouldn't be against it being slightly thinner, but then again, all necks can vary a little bit in shape. This particular one, though, is, as an acoustic player, it's definitely more acoustic than, say, the Acoustasonic. I think an acoustic player is going to love the neck. I really do. Playability. I always do this test. Let me just put my guitar on here. Got some reverb too, but that's all right. My test is always to do things like, can I bend up here? Can I bend here to here, right? Right now you're hearing a mix of the vocal mic and the guitar, just so you know. But yes, I can do that easily enough. And this one. There's a little bit of resistance there, but I can do it, so I'm happy with that. And down here, fretting a chord, that's always a good test to play your F bar chord. So there we go. I think it's very good. Let me just go back to the regular mic. I think they did a great job. It's not super, I would go a little bit lower, personally, but you can always take the saddle a little bit lower. They've gone for a really nice action where people that sit and strum hard won't get any buzz. I almost said too much. Won't get any buzz. Well, I guess there's always some kind of buzz, right? But people that sit and strum won't get buzz, and people that want to play lead can play lead, but I would personally take the action down slightly more so. If you order from Sweetwater, I mean, don't do this until you know you want the guitar, but if you get a guitar from Sweetwater and love it and then end up getting another one, or say you play a friend's and you want to buy one from Sweetwater, you know you love it. I was thinking you could pay Sweetwater to plec the guitar. So you could have the guitar plecked and low action. So you won't get, that'd be amazing. I'd love to try that. And you could also have them refret it with stainless if you wanted as well. So if you're really serious about this guitar, if you know you definitely want one because you've played your friends, you could go on there and order a stainless steel plecked guitar. And then you'd have like the ultimate stage experience. Mark, how you doing? How does the neck feel? Oh, yeah. Just covered that. Respect your position on voice 3 or consider one-to-one. Yeah, just let me know. Reach out. And I think it's better anyway, because I can say, right, what do you play? Play me something. What's the problem? And we can go into that specifics. So thank you for that. John says, good evening. Do you plan to show some clips of your live show with the guitar? I've got a couple that was filmed this week, but I haven't put them up yet. Probably put them in the final review. So yes, and go back and watch the start, John. That's where the playing was. And I also covered that question as well. Does it play well with non-bags pedals? Yes, of course. I'm just using the Venue DI because I have one here and I can just throw it on the table and use it, and it's got the knobs. You know, nothing against digital. I think digital's way more flexible, but I just wanted to just turn some knobs today to show you the difference. I mean, look, it makes a huge difference. If I'll just do it one more time for you those that just joined. If I play what I've dialed in and then put everything flat, I mean, the difference is very noticeable. Of course, you need to be listening to this with headphones. You can't listen on your phone speaker, obviously. If you listen to a phone speaker, anything you change in the bass sounds exactly the same, i.e. non-existent. So let me do it. I'll just do it one more time because I'm going to lose all my settings. So I'm going to just play the guitar, no vocal microphone. Then I'm going to turn all the knobs flat and play again, and you'll hear the difference. It'll get much more distant, much more muddy, because I won't have that EQ anymore. I personally think that's a very good demonstration of what the EQ is doing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it without the EQ. The second sound you heard, it's absolutely fine. But it's definitely more distant, more covered, more boomy, more all those things. It's not cutting through. And a lot of people like that cut. Sometimes we're used to that kind of cut from an undersaddle pickup. So I would definitely dial in what I did at the start of this video and get that more cutting sound so you've got something you're more used to. Over time, you may dial that out and go back to the actual sound of the guitar. You may feel that you get used to it. Just think about this. If you go from an incredibly basic undersaddle pickup that's set with no low end that sounds harsh to a bagged guitar, the contrast is going to blow you away. You're going to be like, what's going on? So do bear that in mind when you compare two things back to back. Did the heavy weight of the guitar bother you at all during gigs? Most acoustics not 4 pounds, John. What guitars are you playing? I don't think it's heavy. Here's my thoughts on the weight of the guitar. It's very well balanced, and I know I do agree with you. I tend to look for guitars. I tend to look for acoustics that are 4.5 pounds. Then again, if I'm playing a band gig and had a Strat that was 6.5 pounds like this is, I'd be very happy. I mean, my Strat is just under 7 pounds. That's really light for a Strat. So I wouldn't call this heavy. It'd be nice if they could shave a pound off it, I guess. My acoustics are more like 4.7. Most of my acoustics are more like 412 to 5.4. So this is like a pound heavier. So I certainly didn't get tired or anything. I also think some guitars can be too light. For me, a guitar under 4 pounds would be too light. I would feel like it's going to just fall apart in my hands. I want to have some kind of resistance and something that I can fight against, you know? But yeah, I was wondering if they could make it out of mahogany, which would then bring it down another ½ pound possibly. But hasn't been any kind of, you know, I haven't like been tired after playing or anything. So that's fine. My Cole Clark is just under 5, so £1.50 more. I mean, I always joke to people at the venue that I could easily lose £3 and that'd be a lot better than having a guitar that's £1.50 heavier. Sad but true. All very sensible and great replies. Cool. The Cole Clark sound, mate. So when Dr. McFarlane saw me play last week when he was in town, I was playing the Cole Clark. Because the thing with that is though, and again to bear in mind, is that gig was really quiet. Like the pickup, you probably heard the guitar as loud as the pickup. So that was affecting his perception as well. Of course, the only way to judge a pickup is to hear it recorded direct with no acoustic sound. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind with this guitar. But I actually like it. I was telling someone at one of the bars I play at, they said to me they prefer the Cole Clark because it sounds bigger. I said, yes, but here's the thing. You're hearing the acoustic sound of the guitar blended in with the pickup. So if you're just strumming and not looping, that can be a good thing because you're hearing the guitar a little bit in the room, even in a not noisy restaurant. You're hearing a little bit of the guitar blended in with the pickup in the speakers, and it can sound really nice, really ambient. But if you're looping, you don't want that, because what would happen is you'd hear the acoustic sound of the strumming, and then when you stop playing and play the loop back and play single note lines, all that sound's going to go away and it's going to go out of balance. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but a guitar like this that's thin and the sound hole is plugged and you don't, I mean, I wish you, ideally if you're looping, you don't hear the guitar at all. Like it's a completely solid body guitar, because that way that sound doesn't influence the mix in the room when you're looping. So that's why this guitar is good for looping. Oh, also, I just realized something today as well. I told some people they should put like a scratch pad on here, because sometimes I like to do this kind of thing. On the Cole Clark, this is bare wood, and I like to, obviously if it's bare wood you hear that, but you don't hear it on the gloss. The gloss is good because you don't hear that when you're moving your arm around. But that's basically the same thing. So if you crank up the volume, if you boost the volume, and then you can record that in a looper. Anyway, I thought it'd be kind of cool. Just my opinion. Just something I realized that can be used as a scratch pad if you're so inclined. All right. What's your opinion on the price point? Is it worth it? I mean, I don't understand why people are saying these are expensive. Tell me a guitar you can get for $15.99 US that would do what this can do. And I mean, first of all, tell me a guitar that sounds this natural plugged straight into a PA system. I don't think there is one, in my opinion. And then tell me a guitar with that system, which is a $450 system, for $15.99 that does what this does. It doesn't exist. Yes, there's other things. I mean, I love Cole Clark, but they're $2,500 and up. You can get a Cole Clark around 18. You can get a used one for like a little bit less than this. But it's a different system. It's got more control on it. It's a different guitar. It's more of an acoustic guitar. I don't think they're really that comparable. They're different things. This is definitely there's no thin body stage guitar like this. I mean, like, what are you going to say? Acoustasonic? Acoustasonic, I still support. People give it a hard time. Look, if you want that magnetic pickup, you get an Acoustasonic. They're great. But the acoustic sound of this is less piezo sounding than that, because that's using an undersaddle transducer pickup, right? So I don't think there's nothing. The only thing I would say to people is, you could buy the Hi-Fi Duet, which is now shipping, and put it in a regular acoustic. But it won't be as feedback resistant as this. And you're taking your nice guitar out. I've been telling people for years that I've been taking out stage guitars rather than high-end guitars. Not because I'm worried about high-end guitars. I think you should play the guitar that inspires you to play. More because I can get a better sound. Like, the interesting thing will be is, does the Hi-Fi Duet in this sound better than in the Martin? It may do, because this is sealed. It might feed back less. Maybe this will be the better guitar to take the gig, or leave the Martin at home. Maybe don't even put it in the Martin. Maybe leave the Martin completely acoustic, as an acoustic guitar implies it should be, and then take this to the gig. I don't know. Still figuring that out. I mean, but you tell me, what do you think of the price? $15.99. I mean, if you tell me you don't do, someone said last week, I don't do gigs. and I don't plug in. Okay, don't buy it. Okay. But you play gigs, you plug in, serious contender here. Great. You plug in once every 2 months. You don't want a thin guitar, get the pickup, put it in your guitar. You play once a year, you want something with more directness, get the SL, get the Anthem SL. You know, you plug in every 3 years, you just want to pick up in the guitar for a random occasion or recording with IRs, get a K&K. There's something for everybody, you know. Jack said, thanks for your hard work. See you next week. And thank you for your appreciation, Jack. Rex says, night and day between the two. Making music online. Wow, EQ changed exactly as you said. I knew it would. I had a hunch. I had a hunch about it, and I thought I'm going to show this on the video because again, I'm getting you're helping me with this review. I'm getting the viewers' thoughts on this as well. And while I ultimately have my own thoughts at the end, I'm not gonna use other people's thoughts for my review. It'll be my thoughts, but this is all part of my research. This is the longest review I've ever made. You know, normally I'll get the review, put the video out, I'm done. This is like a month-long review, and I'm enjoying the format. I'd like to do it with some other products. What was pickup mic blend? That was 50-50. Everything's 50-50. Taylor ES2 keeps me from buying one, so buy a Taylor without a pickup and put the Hi-Fi Duet in it. 4 pounds is 1.8 kilograms. That's really light. I've never had a guitar that's 4 pounds. Maybe a 0018 mahogany. I could afford to lose 20 pounds from my tour, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not being funny. Do you remember a few months ago I was talking about getting my bag, my gig bag down, my backpack down about 7 pounds? Well, I got to the restaurant that night and I was out of breath, and I said to the guy, oh, I'm doing a video, but I've got to get this backpack down. I'm all this different cables and things. And then I went back again 2 days later and I said to him, I said, oh, I realized something. He said, what? I said, the problem isn't the backpack being 7 pounds too heavy. It's me being 50 pounds too heavy. But all kidding aside, kind of kidding, the backpack does make a difference. Now I've got it down 7 pounds. It's way nicer to carry. It's just how I think about things lately. Rex, the new Yamaha. I really want the new Yamaha. I almost bought one, but I don't want to. I've got so much to do, and I want to try and do a sponsored video on it because I would, if I love that guitar, I think I'm going to really, you know, I think me and that guitar be a good match, just to say that. So I'm going to see if I can do that after I've done the other videos that I'm working on. But I really want to try one so bad. And I love that Yamaha are trying new things. Thank you, Yamaha. Fantastic stuff. I would not gig with it. I may busk with it. I would use it at home to jam. And I don't really need that because I'm sitting here with this guitar into a quad Cortex anyway. So why do I need that, you know? But I just love what they're doing. Boomer, give Aaron a thumbs up. Yes, please do like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it. Mark says, I think it's a great price. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know how they could do it. What else do you want? You know, I mean, yeah, they could add a magnetic pickup, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, and that, I guess that stuff may come down in the future anyway. They'll make other models, I hope. Still like the Chet Atkins thin body. Yep, I wanted one for years. You know why I didn't get a guitar like that or the Go Down is I didn't like the pickup system. Well, this is that guitar with the pickup system that I wanted. Was this a lot more comfortable over 3 hours compared to... I wouldn't say it's more comfortable. I think it's very balanced. You know, it sits right in place. Guitar is a little bit lighter. I feel like I'm swinging it around a little bit more and a bit more attached to the guitar. This is more of like a sturdy experience. I don't really know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, yeah, okay, in an ideal world, if they could take £1 off it, it wouldn't be a bad thing, in my opinion. But it's not a deal. You know, I'm not going to say, oh, it's too heavy. I think some people and myself can be too focused on, you know, oh, it's £1 heavier than my guitar, so I don't want it. Or the nut's a little bit narrow, I don't want it. Or the volume control doesn't work exactly how I expect it to. I don't want, you know, I think, if they make more models, and we can ask them this when they come on for an interview, if they make more models, these are things that they may look at. But as a first guitar out the door, I think this thing's amazing. Doc says even the loop sounded nice. Well, that was the anthem that you heard in a different guitar. Have a Plek Martin Rhodes series. Yeah, exactly. I would love to do. If Sweetwater would collaborate with me to have a bass guitar Pleked, that would be a great video. John Morrill, having a working stage guitar that can cover all types of environments, temperatures, and PAs is essential. I agree. This guitar is aimed straight at the working and touring guitars. Yeah, you get it, John. John gets it, you see. That's who it's for. AC5R, I've never owned one, but I'm a fan. Great guitar. I hope they update it soon. Rex is spinning at the gym. So let's finish with some chat then. First of all, you know, I have to promote myself these days. And I know you don't mind. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel and ring the bell. If you haven't, you'll get notified when I go live or post a video. If you're watching the live stream, do give it a thumbs up. It means you like the video. And if you see me post a video, please add a comment and give it a thumbs up if you like it. It really helps me out. And if you see a link to Sweetwater, Amazon, Thomann, or Guitar Center, please click on it. It doesn't, you know, it helps me out just that you've clicked on it, even if you don't buy anything. It's all a numbers game online. Everything's tracked by companies. They can see the engagement that you have. My engagement has gone up so much the last 4 weeks, and it's really helped me do a lot of new things. So that's how you can help me out. And then if you do happen to need to buy something and you've clicked on that link, it will indirectly help me out as well. It will directly help me out as well at no cost to you. So thank you very much for that. Last week was awesome. I did have to sub out my gig, so I did lose out on that. But the reason is that Martin invited me to a press conference about some really cool stuff that's coming. And I grabbed that phone and I shot those videos there. I know I didn't do the most professional recordings of the HG28 and the interview with Chris Martin. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And also the walk around the new Custom Shop Experience Center. But I literally just grabbed those videos on the way out because we were so short on time. And everyone was so supportive and so friendly. And it was like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I was so happy to be there, and it was definitely worth my while. As you know, as a fan and for the content as well. And I look forward to doing some more collaborations. I really appreciate them after all these years of being a fan and making the videos. I really appreciate them inviting me to the press stuff now and getting on the press release forms. And it means I can make more good videos for you guys as well, because I'll be notified of stuff a few days beforehand and I can get those videos out on the day of release, maybe even films and stuff. So on day of release, I have the video. And let me tell you, this year has been amazing for gear because first of all, it's been the best year in gear ever for acoustic guitar. The best ever. Mostly thanks to TC getting the Voice Live 3 Extreme back into production, and LR Bags releasing a guitar and the pickup system. Yamaha for pushing the envelope with that TAG3 guitar. Fantastic. I'm so excited to try that thing. I mustn't get too overhyped for it because I'm so excited about it. And of course, companies like Martin, Cole Clark, give them a shout out too. New models just came out. Martin, the NAMM show they had a few big releases, didn't they? Not tons of stuff, I'd say, but the stuff they're releasing now and into the new year is going to make up for that. It's awesome. And I'm sure I'm missing out other companies as well. I'm just focusing in on a few. But this year in general has been the best year for acoustic guitar gear that there's been in 10 years, maybe even 15 years, which is it's just amazing. And I completely forgot what I was talking about now, but yeah, it's the acoustic guitar is looking strong. Things are looking up. Oh yeah, so there's meant to be a big release tomorrow from Fender, so I might talk about that tomorrow in the video, depending what it is. There's more releases coming this year, so like basically, I guess Guitar Summit was like Summer NAMM in a way, and then we get NAMM again in January, and a lot of companies are going back to NAMM, so that's going to be huge as well. So things really are strong, and I just like the fact that some companies now are getting it. You know, Martin are releasing some great new acoustic guitars, and they've done that Custom Shop Experience Center. I mean, to go there and design a guitar would just be an incredible experience. Okay, expensive experience, as they admit themselves, but an incredible experience. And then, yeah, I mean, LR Bags with this new pickup system. I wanted this system 15 years ago. I went to them at NAMM 15 years ago or 10 years ago. I said, hey, I love the Anthem. Can you make me a pickup that's like air and sounds like an Anthem? What I really meant was, can you get rid of the undersaddle pickup? At least the element. Get the element out of there. Can you have less stuff in there? No, there's still stuff in this Hi-Fi Duet, but it's basically what I wanted them to do. And if they can eventually shrink it down even more to an SL version, then that would be my absolutely ideal system. But they've done what I wanted them to do. And so many companies don't. So many companies just fade away or keep redoing the same thing. LR Bags, I haven't seen anyone online say, good job, LR Bags. You've really nailed this. You've done a great job. You've given us a brand new pickup system, the Hi-Fi. You've refined it with the Hi-Fi Duet for the professionals out there and the ones that want to invest in their pickup sound. You've given us a stage guitar with that pickup system, all in the space of about 18 months. All I see is, oh, it's too expensive, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't have to buy it. You haven't got to buy any of this stuff. And you can buy the pickup and put it in your guitar. Amazing. Or you can buy the stage guitar, or you can buy both. But I've not seen anyone say, good job, LR Bags. This is great that you're doing all this research and marketing and R&D for the acoustic community. Because think of the time put into this. And I really hope they do come on the channel soon for a live stream chat. Because I want to say that to Lloyd Bags. You know, you must have put, how many hours did you put into this? How many revisions did you make? How much stress have you gone through to bring this to market? And we know the acoustic market, especially the high-end acoustic market, which the Hi-Fi Duet is targeting, it's tough. It's tough, but it's there. And they're the ones that are pushing right now for it. And, you know, them and Cole Clark and I guess, you know, Maton and those kind of companies that are pushing that live sound side. They don't get enough thanks, I don't think. Rex says, I'm spinning at the gym while watching, trying to work on that non-gear weight. I should be spinning. We should all spin while we're talking about gear. And then the pound extra of the guitar wouldn't matter anymore. That's why I use my Ovation in spite of the pickup. I never really played an Ovation. John, I just bought the Voice Live 3 Extreme. Been using the Voice Live 3 for years. I'm looking forward to testing the new features. Big shout out to LR Bags for leading the way. There we go. Yeah, I agree. They deserve that. And then before I play you out, one more thing I want to talk about. I've just solved this problem that was driving me crazy. And it's indirect to what we do here, but I'll share it with you because it's something that I've been dealing with. I've actually solved a few problems this week, but this is a big one for me. So on Wednesdays now, I run a karaoke. They don't sign out. I know karaoke is a bad word in the acoustic guitar community, but let me tell you, if you're a performing working musician like me, it's a great way to bring in more revenue. And I also really enjoy it. It's fun. In some ways, I enjoy it as much as playing the acoustic guitar. Of course, you don't get the same reward from it, but the fact that people can be up there and in the limelight, on the stage, and you see them happy and coming out of themselves, it's great. And I think it's a great thing to consider as a side product to your performing, right? So really weird issue. I mean, it's amazing. The rig I have is amazing. The app is amazing. People can add their song with their phone. It's called Kara Fun. It's great. Kara Fun. And basically the thing about this setup I have, it's an iPad that sends it video and audio wirelessly to an Apple TV. Apple TV sends an HDMI cable to the TV. Apple TV sends the wireless signal to the eVerse 8 speaker. And then the microphones are both in the eVerse 8 speaker wirelessly. And then the Apple TV is sending the audio wirelessly to the eVerse 8 speaker. And then the Wi-Fi is controlling it in the building. So I've had some dropouts, and I thought, well, it must be the Wi-Fi. First of all, I thought it must be just a poor Wi-Fi connection. Then I thought, actually, maybe it's a bug with the app, because I felt like it was only the app that did it. And I was just going crazy because it was dropping out last week, but not the week before. And then today I was testing it one more time, and I tried a different HDMI cable, and it was the fact that I got an Amazon HDMI cable for about $10. I got it because I like the size of the cable. But I realized on the TV there's like grain and snow. Well, that grain and snow is interference, and that interference is causing the dropout. So it wasn't the Wi-Fi. It wasn't the app update. it was in fact the HDMI. And I thought the HDMI cable would be the most solid part of the puzzle. But I guess the moral of my story here is don't cheap out on cables. I usually buy Megami. I usually get all the high-end cables for that reason. With the HDMI, I just jumped on Amazon, got whatever cable I thought would be good, and that's been letting me down. So now I've ordered 3 cables that are double the price, and I'll try them all and choose the one I like the best and return the other 2. And I think that's gonna solve my problems. So sometimes when we troubleshoot, we go for the most obvious thing. The most obvious thing to me with an app that's not working is the app has a bug or the Wi-Fi is dropping out. I never would have thought an HDMI cable would have an issue. But in seeing that cable has issue even plugged straight into a TV with the grainy picture, that's just a really bad quality HDMI cable. So there we go. The new cable, when I replaced it, fixed everything, and I hope the new cable will as well. So just I just wanted to tell that story because it's just worth remembering sometimes the thing we're looking for with the gear that has a problem is sometimes the thing you expect the least. So anyway, I'm very relieved that I figured it out. And if you want to do karaoke, come and see me on a Wednesday night. So John said, I use 2 guitars on stage, a Takamine P7NC, a Godin Multiac SA. It's over 30 years old, works and sounds fantastic. I've tried both of them and I just don't find the pickups to be natural enough for me. But I also use in-ear monitors. This week I was comparing all my systems again, and I was playing pickups through an amp, and some of them sounded amazing, but in the in-ears they didn't. So something like a Bags guitar or a hi-fi duet in in-ears is the way to go because you get that natural sound, so natural. Something like K&K can sound great through an amp, but it just never sounds good through the in-ears to me, not without an IR or something like that. I agree with you on the karaoke. It gives everyone a chance to sing and have fun without being judged and criticized. It's great fun. I agree. Yeah, exactly. Like when you play a solo gig, people might sing along and request songs, but you're still performing to them. When you do karaoke, you're literally giving the stage to everyone in the room. They all get a chance to shine, and some people they just come alive in a way that even the best solo gig wouldn't do. You know, yeah, a solo gig people can dance and sing along, but they're still dancing and singing along to your performance. There's something about them when they're performing themselves that it's overlooked. It's a great thing. John said, appreciate the solid advice. I appreciate you, John. I appreciate you all being here because it's great to see so many people that are interested in this. And, you know, this channel doesn't work. This channel is Aaron Short Music. This is my experience of being a professional gigging musician. This is my experience with the things that I try, whether I bought them or I sent in for review. But I need an audience to watch that, and I also need to keep their trust and have that connection. You know, I need to share my findings with you, and I like to get people's opinion. As long as we have constructive criticism here, I like to get people's feedback as well, and I learn from you, and hopefully you learn from me. The Godin has Bags hexaphonic pickups. Yes. For me, like if I turn the mic off in this guitar, it's a very good pickup, but I need the mic. I need that microphone to add all that information, to add that ambience to the sound, especially within the monitors, you know. Rosanna said, I love watching live karaoke. So fun and lighthearted. Yes, that's it. It's fun, and it makes people express themselves. And these days, sitting on a phone all day typing, you need to get out and just let loose and express yourself, I think. Boomer said, I would tell our Bags to release the sound files in the description of the video and make them extremely transparent. So I've suggested that twice over the last year. And when you release a video, why not have on your website links to the files dry or in the description of the video so people like us can download them and put them in our door and hear them completely dry. I have suggested that twice to them. And that's the kind of thing that if they come on for a live stream, you can suggest in the live stream as well to them. And we can tell them to their face again that you like that. So if we do the live stream with LR Bags the next couple of weeks, please do attend and please bring all those questions, because I'm going to try to do 2 hours with them and really put all the questions to them. Okay. All right. So I think that's it. It's been a really fun week. I've still got tons of videos that I can edit and upload on my phone and my recorders. I've still got stuff from Gear Street. I've still got stuff from um, Guitar Summit. I've still got stuff. I've got AEG I could upload from last week. That doesn't tend to get many views, but I've got all the files still. I can do that. I've got amp reviews. I've got guitar reviews. I've got the Hi-Fi Duet review. Loads of stuff. So all I ask from you is please watch those videos. Please leave a comment. Please leave a like and share it with your friends if you think they'll be interested. I'm excited. John says, what equipment do you use for the folks to read lyrics from? So I will eventually do a video on this because I'm blown away. I pay about $60 a month for the app, but I'm doing the gig every week, so it's worth it. And it's all a tax deduction. I didn't even know this thing existed. So the iPad Pro is on a stand. And that's the lyrics for the Performer. I've also, though, the reason I'm running this Apple TV is because the lyrics, there's a TV above your head, so that's showing the lyrics to the room. Because I pay for the app and everything, I get all the features, there's a QR code. If you're sitting there in the audience, you can scan the QR code with your phone. It takes you to a website, you type in your name, you choose the song, you can actually set the tempo and the key, but that doesn't always work that well. You might notch it down one step or something, half a step. But you add yourself to the list, and on the TV screen it says, next up is so-and-so. And when it's your turn, I say, it's so-and-so's turn, they get up and they sing. Absolutely game-changing. I remember going to karaoke years ago and you had to write everything down on a piece of paper. This is amazing. So good. And I can take an eVerse 8 and a backpack and host professional karaoke, which I think is amazing. Really amazing. Of course, you could also take a guitar as well and play along. But for me, it's too much. I'm walking around the room. I'm engaging people. I'm messing with the sound each song. I have to change the levels of the sound all the time. And I couldn't play guitar as well. It'd be too much. I have to carry a guitar there with me as well. So I'm not doing that. But that could be really cool to have a karaoke combined with live guitar as well. Even better. John said, in the past year, I've been using acoustic guitars with the go down. It brings that acoustic air to a pickup. I agree, but I don't think it does it on the level that, say, the bass guitar does it with the analog technology. I've never heard an IR sound as good as the bag guitar does. But I do think IRs are the future, and I think bags should add IR technology to the bags guitar. But I like they've started with the foundation of the analog guitar, and they'll grow it from there. Old Metal Dude, how you doing? Have you tried the LL6 with the rosewood back inside laminate? I just got one. I'm blown away. I had an LL16. Very good pickup system. Very good guitar. Yeah, all Yamaha stuff is great. I'd love to get more on the channel. I must reach out to them, actually. I've heard great things about them. The Tag 3 looks amazing. I don't think they've got a bad acoustic guitar, honestly. And I'd like to go through the whole range eventually. It's just that some people want their guitar to say a certain brand on the headstock, don't they? I dare say it sounds better than my HD28. Well, that's a tall order. Then again, all LL6s are different. All Martin HD28s are different. I bet it sounds different, and I bet it sounds tighter. Like an HD28 can sound very jangly and open and bright and lows and mid-scooped, whereas the LL6 is probably a bit more tighter sounding, and maybe prefer that. I sometimes think that with some guitars, like with Cole Clark, they're quite dry and direct. I quite like that. Again, talking about that tone, it cuts through the room. I've got a story about it yesterday. I went to Guitar Center, amazing story, but I haven't got time to share it today. There was a Canadian dreadnought there with a Brazilian rosewood fretboard that just cut through the room. Okay, it didn't have much bass. I would like more bass from it, but the cut, you have to focus on the good points of the instrument. It just cut right through. So good. But yeah, any Yamaha, even the $300 Yamahas sound great. So I'm sure the LL6 sounds amazing. And the LL16 was great. And the pickup system was very usable for what it was. I agree about IRs. That's why I'm impressed with the AEG. Yes. So if you are thinking about buying an AEG, if you're going to order one, please click on my Sweetwater link and then order one. It really helps me out. Not just because I get a cut, like a commission at no expense to you, but also because, like I said, the more stuff I sell for Sweetwater, the more likelihood there is of them sponsoring videos in the future. So, for example, I can approach them next month and say, hey, would you sponsor a video on the new Tag 3 guitar? and they'll look at my statistics, and if they see that I sell guitars, they're more likely to want to work. And it's all business, right? I get it. Hopefully you get it as well. I can't buy every release every week to review on the channel. Maybe one day if I have 1 million acoustic guitar fans on here and I'm getting $3,000 or $10,000 a week from ads, then I would just do that. But I'm not in that position at all. So I hope it makes sense. Rex loves the FS9. I'd love to try that as well, because that's a high-end Yamaha, and I bet that's amazing. Yeah, I'm slowly becoming more of a fan. I've always been a fan of Yamaha acoustics and guitars, but I've always had a bit of that snobbery of the headstock. Even though they are a legacy brand, I've always kind of wanted the headstock to say Martin, Fender, those kind of names. I freely admit it, even though I also play Cole Clark and now I'm playing the bass guitar. I do have that issue. But the more I play Yamahas, the more I hear people talk about them, the more respect I have for them. And I think the Tag 3 pushed me right over the cliff. I'm like, they're doing what they need to do. The next step for me is if they do a new silent guitar and a new guitar with IRs in it, new IR technology, and a cutaway with the Atmosphere. I really hope this is the beginning of a big new wave of acoustics from Yamaha. And if I make it to NAMM, which I'm hoping to, I definitely want to sit down with them and talk about the range and their vision for the future of Yamaha, because they just get it, don't they? They do things right. All right, I'm going to say goodbye. I got loads to do. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. And keep an eye on the channel. You'll be seeing this stuff coming real soon. Lots of really cool stuff happening. And then no one mentioned if you want to see LR Bags on here, but I presume that you do. So I'm hoping in 2 weeks' time, LR Bags live stream 2-hour chat, ask me anything with them about the guitar and the pickup. That's what I'm going to try to work on for you guys. And for me, I'd love to do that. And next week, we should be going live with the Hi-Fi Duet in 2 different guitars. So lots of stuff coming. I know there's a lot of LR Bags right now. I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you like it. After that, I'm hoping to go back to do some more on Martin and Cole Clark, and then start to try and include other brands as well. You know, brands that I want to talk about. What I'm trying to do lately is find out that gear that I'm excited about and talk about that. I don't ever want to come on here and show you something that doesn't excite me. I want to show you stuff that excites me. Otherwise, I don't see the point of it. John lives in Central Europe. Sweetwater isn't practical. Right. But if you order from Thomann, I have a Thomann link. So if you ever order something from Thomann and they won't give you a discount, please click my link and order from Thomann. Thank you. And again, I'm sorry. I've realized that some people might think I push this too much, but I've come to my attention in the last few months that, I went on 3 trips this year. I'm spending a lot of money. I have to get cameras, microphones, all this stuff. If I have to get something installed, I've got to travel. So I just have to, right now I'm kind of my own sponsor. I have to bring awareness to, please use the links, please subscribe, please help me push all this stuff. And I'm not asking for money. None of this actually costs you anything. It's all going to make me look better. I guess I shouldn't have to say anything, right? But I feel like I do. I'm pushing myself, because I'm not coming on and saying Fender are sponsoring the video. I'm coming on saying I'm sponsoring the video. I am the sponsor, and this is how you can help me grow the channel. So I'm trying to keep the balance there. I'm trying not to ram it down your throat, but I do want to just keep that in people's minds, just so they remember going forward. And I want to do more. Next year, I want to go to NAMM. I want to go to Guitar Summit. I want to go to maybe Gear Street again. I want to go to, I would go to as many of those shows as I can. I want to go to factories. I want to do all this stuff. But hopefully, eventually, that will all be sponsored by other companies. And I won't have to even mention this stuff. But right now, I am independent. I quite like being independent. And I just need some help. But it's been such a great month. Everyone that watched the video, liked the video, used a link, everything this month just ramped up, and I'm seeing the positivity from the companies come from that, and that's why I need it. It's not just about the money and funding the videos, it's about having companies take me seriously, and they're a business as well. They're never going to want to work with me on something if no one watches a video, they're not going to invite me to an event, are they? So that's all I'm trying to say. But I'm going to cut it there, because that's enough of that talk for today. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Thanks for being here. And I will see you in a video really soon. And if not, I'll see you next Monday with 99% sure next Monday we'll have the live stream about the hi-fi duet, which is probably shipping any day now. So check out that stream next week. It'll be great. Have I tried Mojo Tone? Yes, I've spoken about it before. I won't talk about it now, but I'll tell you next week if you ask me earlier on. John, I've really got to go. John said 20 more people could click on the like. Exactly. If you haven't clicked the like button, please click it. And please check out one of my other videos tonight. If you haven't watched the one already, please check out the cover of Here Comes the Sun with Paul Davids. It's a 3-minute video. I really appreciate it. Rosanna, thanks, Aaron. And thanks to Rosanna and Lee, because they do come here from the kindness of their heart and moderate, help me keep the trolls at bay and moderate the channel. And they do that. You know, I always say they don't have to do it, but every time they do it, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, everyone have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. So I'm going to leave you there. Take care and be well. Feel free to go back to start the video. This was in 4K. Put 4K mode on and watch the video again at the start with the playing examples. And feel free to leave a comment if you've got some more thoughts on the sound of the demo that I did earlier, because that's all very helpful to me. All right, Aaron says goodbye. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.
Six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Sneaking inside, just another piece of art, a new love to find. Strings humming with a history, each one with a tale. From the first touch of the strings, my soul sets sail. I see the look in her eyes, another roll of the dice. But in those studio lights, it's worth every price. I tell her it's the last one, just another fling, but the music calls my name with every shiny string. Oh man, goddamn, bought another six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another six-string today. Six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Sneaking inside, just another piece of art, a new love to find. Strings humming with a history, each one with a tale. From the first touch of the strings, my soul sets sail. I see the look in her eyes, another roll of the dice. But in those studio lights, it's worth every price. I tell her it's the last one, just another fling, but the music calls my name with every shiny string. Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Sneaking inside, just another piece of art, a new love to find. Strings humming with a history, each one with a tale. From the first touch of the strings, my soul sets sail. I see the look in her eyes, another roll of the dice. But in those studio lights, it's worth every price. I tell her it's the last one, just another fling, but the music calls my name with every shiny string. Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Sneaking inside, just another piece of art, a new love to find. Strings humming with a history, each one with a tale. From the first touch of the strings, my soul sets sail. I see the look in her eyes, another roll of the dice. But in those studio lights, it's worth every price. I tell her it's the last one, just another fling, but the music calls my name with every shiny string. Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today. Vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need? Oh man, goddamn, bought another 6-string today.